It's really important to understand that this isn't from a fee perspective, not for the faint of heart. So in the United States, you might expect to pay, 0.5% or 1% of your purchase price in total fees and costs and charges associated with the purchase. And that might be with financing or without, right? In Mexico, it's distinctly different. So you have transfer tax based on the municipality. Sometimes it's sometimes up to 5% of the purchase price of the property just in transfer tax to the municipality. And if you are not paying that, that means you're not closing it in the right way and securely owning what you're buying. So beware. You have Notario Fee. So Notario Publico, the way that it translates literally is a public notary. It is very different than a notary in the United States. This is see our other videos about Notario Publico specifically, but Notario Publico's government appointed attorney that oversees the actual closing, and their fees for overseeing the closing can range anywhere from $3,000 to $10,000 to $20,000 for a specific transaction. So that often is a surprise to many clients. You have appraisal fees in Mexico. We often use a commercial appraisal to establish the value from a lending perspective. And then you have a cadastral appraisal or a tax appraisal. So these are all items that require that you pay for these fees, costs, and charges. And I wouldn't recommend that you try to save a couple of dollars by foregoing one of these important pieces, because you'll end up paying for that in the long run. And Global Mortgage works with vendors across Mexico. We have relationships with these vendors who help to order these important services. Global Mortgage doesn't profit from the order of those services. We just offer these relationships on behalf of our customers because we've thoroughly vetted these vendors and know that they deliver good work. The other is title insurance. So you're going to pay a title search fee. And in some areas where foreign investment is really, really common, like Los Cabos, or Puerto Vallarta, that title search fee might be a few $100s to $1,000. In other more obscure areas, it might be $2,000 or $3,000, depending on the history of that property and how many documents need to be collected from the public registry and reviewed. The title insurance premium is going to run pretty much the same as what it does in the United States. If you're a cash buyer, you don't need to buy title insurance. However, I wouldn't advise buying a property without title insurance, just like you wouldn't buy property in the United States without title insurance. And so some of those fees, costs, and charges really, really add up. Clients can expect to pay anywhere from 5 to 10% of the purchase price in upfront fees, costs, and charges, regardless of whether or not you use financing. Global Mortgage's fees are all disclosed upfront. They're collected throughout the loan process in addition to some of those third-party fees. The other key difference or distinction about financing, buying, refinancing property in Mexico is that vendors expect to be paid for their work before they do it. So if you are ordering an appraisal or title insurance or any of these other types of services, including when the notario begins work on the closing for your closing appointment, they call it a proyecto, they expect to be paid for the work. So you're going to incur those charges as it happens. Whereas in the United States, you open escrow, a preliminary title report is generated, you get halfway through the escrow and you back out, and you're not really out anything. If an appraisal was ordered from your lender, you might still owe for that. Maybe you paid a small credit report fee. In Mexico, it's different. So you're going to pay for those services as soon as the work begins, and it's not refundable. So I think it's just really important for people to understand those key distinctions. And Global Mortgage helps our clients to understand those key differences and navigate through them and help clients to really make informed decisions throughout the process. For example, you might have a situation where you're going to pay for your title search or your commercial appraisal. It might be a couple of $1,000s and you're still not sure, you haven't finished your inspection. And that's really where Global Mortgage's expertise comes in, right? Our mortgage advisor or your assigned client concierge will say, okay, now it's about to get really real. You might want to finish your inspection before we order this because these fees are not going to be refundable. And I think that's a really important value add. So for anyone that has questions about fees, costs, charges associated with purchasing, financing, or refinancing property in Mexico, please reach out to us. There's a lot of great content on our website at globalmortgage.mx. or reach out to one of our friendly mortgage advisors who does this each and every single day. We love interacting and engaging with our clients and talking about key nuances and differences, including fees.